Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
Attention. Do I have everybody's attention now? Burn it down!
This is the In My House Pro Wrestling Podcast.
Finally, The Rock has come back home.
ScottyVia brings you your new favorite pro wrestling podcast.
There is nothing you could do that is more dangerous than wrestling CM Punk.
He's got the latest in covering all of the major promotions in professional wrestling.
Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass.
Breaking news and hot topics, he's covering everything from Monday night till Sunday night's main event.
I'm the hottest thing in professional wrestling. I'm Dr. Britt Baker.
And we never forget to go old school.
I was rowdy before rowdy was cool.
From the golden era
The irresistible force meeting the immovable object.
to the attitude era.
And if you're not down with that, then he's got 2 words for you.
To the revolution.
It's about the 14 years it took me to go from undesirable to un-goddamn deniable.
And everything in between. This is your pro wrestling podcast. This is In My House.
Give me a hell yeah.
Welcome everyone to the In My House Pro Wrestling Podcast. It's ScottyVia. It's UK Tom. Monday Night Mike is back. I'm not gonna lie, pal. I'm digging that name, Monday Night Mike.
I think it's sticking.
Yeah, I think it's sticking around.
It's easier to type than one's previous. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. It rolls off the tongue really well too, guys. How's everyone doing? It's another fantastic week. We had a busy pro wrestling week this past weekend. We've got another busy pro wrestling week this weekend. So I'm fired up, fellas.
I'm still salty about missing my first pay-per-view in 24 years, but fuck it.
Ooh.
Yeah. Way to leave, fucko.
Yeah.
And it's a European show too. Like
It's the first pay-per-view in Germany.
yeah, and
Didn't time that
lived
very
there.
well.
You lived there,
Yeah, I
didn't you?
did. I did.
Boy, you're looking like a fucking jabroni, aren't you?
Well, if
What
they
do they call that? A part-time fan? Is that what they call them?
Oh.
if they'd sorted their shit and announced that earlier, I would have fucking been there.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. But you're obviously going to be away for the best reasons possible. You're going back home to spend time with your family, which is amazing. We're pumped for you, pal.
Very much looking forward to it, and I will be bombarding my Instagram with pictures.
Ooh, love that. I think I asked you this, but I can't remember because I'm a bad friend. Are you going to any wrestling related events at all while you're back home?
So I was supposed to be, but then Dave never booked a fucking venue, so Dave can kiss my ass.
Come on, Dave.
Whoa.
No,
Love you, Dave.
keep plugging our podcast. So
Oh, hey, thanks, Dave. I take back my Jabron comment.
But no, I was supposed to be, but the show's not happening. So
Damn, that's tough. But
Oasis got back together.
There you go.
So,
who gives a fuck?
whoa.
Oh man, shots fired there. My goodness. There will be a small handful of In My House Pro Wrestling Podcast stickers going back to the UK as well. Is that correct, Tom?
And I will be getting them to the people that need to be getting them.
Nice. So listeners out there in the United Kingdom. By the way, I got to be honest. I'm a 43-year-old man. I don't understand how the United Kingdom works. I don't know what is the United Kingdom. I don't know what is England. I don't know what Wales is.
Yeah, right.
It's also one thing I found here that Canadians seem to just refer to everybody from over there as British.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I'm very, very glad that I have UK Tom on the podcast, not British, because we fucking hate it.
Oh yeah. I mean, we referred to you as Great Britain when we didn't know your name.
But see that's okay.
That's fine. But British is where We draw the line. Okay.
The whole thing gets really confusing, and I'll tell you about it one day.
I will say for the longest time, and I felt horrible every time, but for the longest time, my wife would be like, "How do you not know his name yet?" And I'm like, it's Great Britain in my phone. He's a great dude. Love watching and talking pro wrestling with him, but I don't know. So
Well, that's fine. I was friends with somebody back home for 16 years, genuinely friends for 16 years. And he was saved in my phone as Barry, and his name's Rob.
Oh shit, that's awesome. Guys, I do want to dedicate this show to the life and memory of Sycho Sid, Sid Vicious, Sid Justice, all the Sids. He passed away yesterday, I guess Monday, and very young, still in his early 60s, passed away from cancer. You never heard any news about him being sick, and a lot of reporters and quote unquote wrestling journalists are saying that they'd never heard anything about Sid being sick. It was cancer, unfortunately. Fuck that shit. And yeah, another legend gone. We just lost the Wild Samoans within a month this summer as well, and now we've lost Sycho Sid. I was having a conversation at work with a guy, and Sycho Sid was the monster that he is, but with a body of a guy that like 6'4" jacked, right? But this guy's 6'9", 6'10", 6'11". He's huge. He was just the most legitimate looking big man on a pro wrestling card. He didn't have a gimmick. He didn't have a whole, gimmicky outfit or anything like that. It was either a singlet or trunks. And that was it.
Well, he was Psycho.
He was Psycho. I loved the Sycho Sid.
Don't think there's a professional wrestler who looks more like a professional wrestler than Sid.
Well put.
And the thing that's made me laugh over the weekend, since it happened, was everyone saying great things on Twitter about how everybody loved Sid. Sid's one of those people that we all really liked. Not a damn person is saying anything about his in-ring work. It's just But then I was watching some of the clips that have been posted, like him working with Taker and Hogan, and one thing I noticed, Sid had a very unique way of taking bumps. Like,
in what way?
He kind of, like, if he took a clothesline, he'd go down on his ass and then onto his back, and he just kind of like collapsed, and I never really noticed it until and it worked for him. That's probably why we never noticed.
Yeah.
But the favorite story I've heard since the news broke that he passed away, and I didn't actually know this, was, remember when Heath Slater was doing the legend thing and they were coming back every week and Sid was one of them? But they were going to bring him in for a run after that because he got such a reaction and he looked great.
Really?
And Vince point blank asked Sid, like, are you on the juice? Are you on the gear? And Sid, apparently, this is just what I've read on Twitter, but I've seen it multiple times now. Sid's response to Vince was, yep, and that's not going to change.
I mean,
so there goes that run that he nearly had. But I mean, he was what, 63, I think?
Yeah.
No.
So and the Heath Slater thing was in 2012, so he would have been in his 50s.
Yeah.
But
Vince loved that look of a pro wrestler, like over 6'6", jacked, completely jacked, and the way his face looked with his body and everything, it was a completely unique look. He had like the blonde kind of mullet with the curly hair kind of deal, and the guy was his character. Like, watching his entrances, I've seen a lot of different entrances posted on Twitter the last day and a half.
Yeah.
And whether it's the fist bumps or him talking and yelling as he's coming down the aisle, everything was unique to Sid. And I hated Sid when he first turned on Shawn Michaels back in the day, that turned him Shawn Babyface, I believe it was 95, to start that Intercontinental Championship run. Hated Sid back then, but when Shawn won the championship 96, and then Sid had come back and turned babyface as well, and was kind of teaming with Shawn and Ahmed Johnson when the Warrior fucking just bailed.
Again.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, he was over. Sid was insanely over. We all know what happened at Survivor Series 96, where he was supposed to be the heel against Shawn Michaels, and in New York City, the wrestling crowd of wrestling crowds in North America. They made him a babyface, and he fucking ran with it. And Sean was pissed, but that's what the crowd wanted. They didn't want the good old boy babyface anymore. It was just that time of pro wrestling when the heels were the good guys.
And Sid, this surprised me. Sid only wrestled at 2 WrestleManias, but he was the main event of both of them.
WrestleMania 8 and WrestleMania 13.
Yeah.
Nice.
But he main evented both of them. There's not many people that main evented every WrestleMania they were in.
Wow, that's crazy. He's only been in 2.
Yeah.
Wild. Blew my mind.
I actually think when Sid showed up in ECW, I think that was my favorite Sid, where he just showed up and fucking demolished people.
I've been enjoying watching those clips on Twitter. I'll probably be firing up the network this week to find those moments in ECW because they look just like pure madness. So, and he looks like a badass too. So,
yeah.
But yeah, Sycho Sid gone way too early. It looked like he was enjoying retirement. PCO actually was talking about how Sid helped him quite a bit, kind of start getting back in the shape and helping form this PCO character when it first kind of started happening. So, he was still out there helping the guys.
Yeah. I live in a world where Sycho Sid is dead at 63.
Mm-hmm.
And Dory Funk Jr. couldn't give me the Randy the fucking Ram moment.
Have you
in a death match? You would.
I think I sent you guys that picture where he's just been hit with
the exploding bat. It went huge on the internet. That picture.
It literally looks like he's fighting the light to go to the other side.
It does. I'm staring at a post of it right now. Also,
terrifying.
How do I not get that Randy the Ram moment? There is going to be a wrestler who gives it to me. Top rope, fade to black. I wish no one ill will in the ring. I mean, take care of yourselves. But the man's 83 in a death match, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah,
just wild. I'll try to make sure we share that pic on our socials in my house pods, so everyone knows what we're talking about here. But
incredible picture.
Has anyone seen any footage from that match yet?
I have. It's embarrassing.
I bet. How can he move?
He can't, but he did win with the spinning toe hold because the Funks aren't gonna put anybody over in Japan.
Love that.
Wild. Yeah. Well, I mean, we lost Sid, but we still got Dory Funk Jr. Wrestling death matches.
You even saying it just kills me. Cool. Wow. Good on you, Dory Funk Jr. You're gonna outlive me at this point.
But there's a fact that's kind of gone under the radar here. The great Koji wrestled on that show too, and he's 82.
It's ridiculous.
Wild. Just ridiculous. Man. Yeah, wrestling's rad, except for when we lose our legends a little bit too early. So rest easy to the master and the ruler of the world, Sycho Sid.
And keep on trucking, Dory Funk Jr.
Well, let's hop on that truck and head on over to London for AEW All In. That was this past weekend, AEW's biggest show of the year. Over 50,000 fans in Wembley Stadium, which I think is a great number.
All the British showed up.
And
all of them.
There was 50,000 people in the seats, and nearly that many people wrestled in the fucking ring that night.
You know what? Just in 0 hour alone, the attendance of
30 people were on 0 hour. 30. I don't think I speak to that many people in a day in the office, let alone watch them wrestle on a fucking hour pre-show.
So that was our conversation on the group chat there during the pre-show, which I watched the whole pre-show when the matches started, and I actually enjoyed it to the point where I almost bought the fucking thing, but I did not buy it. I've seen what I need to see since that pay-per-view has aired. And guys, from all the reactions we're seeing online, it's looking like an okay pay-per-view is the general reaction that I'm seeing. Some people loved it. Some people hated it. Some people just said a handful of matches were good, but there was a lot of not so great. They didn't like placements of matches because other matches really, really suffered. going up against or going after big high profile matches. And I can see that. I didn't see a runtime on it, but I'm guessing it was around 4 hours.
4.5 fish, I think.
Too long. But this weekend I will sit down and watch it. And I'm excited. The one thing that I got excited about to almost make me order it was the opening match, was that tag team trios ladder match. And they show the entrances on the pre-show, which I kind of hated, but I'm glad I got to watch it for free.
I hated it.
And I text you guys right away saying, how are the House of Black not the best thing in pro wrestling right now? Their look, their entrance, their wrestling, everything fucking rules. And
where do they work?
Yeah.
Tell me why they're not the biggest thing in fucking pro wrestling.
So, of course, the trio that's not a full-time trio had to beat the free full-time trios instead of the best trio in the world.
So is Pac, is he part of the Blackpool Combat Club now?
They're listed everywhere as the Blackpool Combat Club and Pac.
Well, that's fucking dumb. They did end up winning the Trios Championship, which is a great moment because Pac was hurt last year, right? He couldn't compete at Wembley for the first All In. So this is just a makeup for it, I guess. But he's part of Death Triangle, which the Lucha Bros, and they were nowhere to be found. My guess is because of all the rumors that they're not going to re-sign with AEW. But was that the right call, given Lucha Bro or given the Blackpool Combat Club and Pac the big win?
No, I'd have put them back on House of Black.
Yeah, me too.
For sure, for long run, yeah. Why they did for that crowd though.
Mm-hmm.
Like with Pac being on the show, like it was lock that in. That's the moment you want. Crowd seemed hot with that too. I watched just like a 2-minute breakdown of that match. There's some I've watched in entirety, but
yeah, me too. Yeah.
I mean, I see enough multi-man fucking tag matches to last me a lifetime because of AEW. So no disrespect, but I mean, I'm also, if I'm the House of Black, I'm seriously considering jumping too. If there's contract seasons coming up, there's no way Hunter doesn't want all of those guys again.
I think Buddy Matthews just re-signed.
Why?
And the GCW mark in me loved seeing Nick Wayne in front of 50,000 people. I thought that was great.
Yeah. From the rumors when Buddy Matthews did resign, it was apparently for a good chunk of change because Tony doesn't want these guys jumping to the Fed. So he's going to pay him a little bit more, is my understanding from what the dirties are saying. But in my opinion, a smart way to start the show, hot way to start the show, big, multi-man ladder match kind of thing, right? So it's just a giant car crash. But I agree with Tom. I don't like the non-team winning, but it's great for Pac. As long as I get to see him on my TV each week now, that's the thing. I need to see those guys on my TV. I don't need a cool off period. I don't need video packages for the next couple weeks. And that goes for pretty much any match where on this pay-per-view where you've built momentum with whatever wrestler you have. Keep it going. We don't need this cool down period, which AEW seems to do quite a bit. Drives me bonkers. But
the thing that bothered me about them winning was in 2 weeks now, Pac is challenging for a singles title already. You just won the trios, fuck.
It's getting to the point now where everybody that's in AEW is going to have at least 2 belts on them. There's so many of them. But overall, the show seemed like it was a decent show. Like the diehards loved it. The overall just pro wrestling fans as a whole seem to be a little bit mixed on it, or happy with certain matches, not happy with other matches. Guys, let's just get to one of the biggest elephants in the room is Mercedes Moné, or however you say her name, versus Britt Baker. Unfortunately, didn't deliver.
She proved me right.
I mean, what can I say? Yeah,
like
proved Tom right.
Holy shit, that was bad. And like Mercedes Moné, Sasha Banks, whatever you want to call her, she can work. I don't think anybody can deny that she can work. But she might as well have not even had an opponent in there.
It's one of my biggest gripes right now with, I'd say, AEW, but you don't do house shows. You don't do any touring. You just do your 3 weekly shows. there's too much downtime for the wrestlers that you're pushing right now. And for someone like Mercedes Moné, who's coming off of a long injury and now getting back to being full time, and Britt Baker coming off a long injury, now coming back full time, one or two matches on TV leading up to this match wasn't enough. And I'm pretty sure that they tried their hardest. I can almost guarantee it. It's the biggest show of the year. Didn't work out. Ring rust is a bitch, apparently. So it was a huge fumble.
Did you guys watch this match?
I've seen it, yeah.
Yeah. So I will say, yeah, the chemistry was bad. This would have been on TV. No one would have said shit. Also, where they were on the card, you had to deal with already an exhausted crowd. Thank God this kind of happened because it let the crowd be exhausted to get their momentum back. It's not like I think it's an F or like a 0 out of 10, but I'm kind of agreeing with Scotty. Without a house show, without building the program before you get to the main one, without touching, like, it's going to show. And you should know going all in, get to a fucking gym with a ring, work on it, because it really didn't seem like that happened either. And I've got no issue with that. You got to go and get your shit down and learn how each other work. You might have to. If I'm Tony, I'm saying, like, we don't have the luxury of being on tour where you get to touch that much. Maybe you should take some of that time and meet up and work through some fucking pacing and understand how this is going to go down.
So my understanding was this match followed Will Ospreay and MJF.
Sure did. Which is a fucking, did you guys watch this one?
Yeah. Unreal.
Will Ospreay already just a talent, right? MJF is the best fucking pro wrestler in the world.
I agree.
MJF is the best pro wrestler in the world.
But it's so hard for me to say that because he's against the best wrestler in the world, which is completely,
which is not MJF's. That's not his style of guy. Nope. And in AEW, time and time again, he proves he's like, I can fucking work anybody.
It's unreal. It's unreal.
The Tiger Driver looked crushing.
I hate that move because it's so goddamn scary looking, but it does its job.
I also don't like the build for a fucking move to get used to put down MJF. I also really fucking hated that. I did. Like,
I don't mind that.
No, it's bad. But the match itself was lights out. Is dynamite.
I loved this match so much more than the hour they went on Dynamite or Collision or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I completely agree with that.
Fantastic match.
Yeah. That's easy conversation for top 10 matches of the year. I put it there. Of course you're going to nitpick.
I just want to nitpick one thing, and it's not about really the match, but I feel like this needs to be addressed to the entire wrestling world. And even you can add in entertainment. If you got rigging above your center stage, which is your ring, don't shoot streamers off. Because then they just fucking hang there for the next 2.5 hours of the show, and it looks fucking shitty. Also, if you're going to shoot off confetti or fake Young Bucks money on your stage, get some goddamn hands out there to clean it up, because everyone else coming out after that, your stage looks like shit. I was so irritated seeing all these great guys coming out and the stage and the ramp just looks like it's just covered in garbage. So
save money where you can. You can't have guys going out sweeping that fucking ramp.
You can get two really good what do you guys have in the UK? Chimney sweeps? What do you have? Maintenance guys? Just get them out there with leaf blowers and they can just blow the money off and everything's fine. But it just bothered me. It looks so bad to the eye, in my opinion.
You have a point.
I imagine we're going to get to the main event because this card's so big. I just want to say another takeaway. If you guys get a chance, watch Tony Storm and Mariah May. It's fucking excellent. They were excellent. Maybe the best women's match of the year. It was really, really, really fucking great.
I will also throw the gauntlet in there as being a lot of fun. Yeah. Obviously, Nigel McGuinness showing up made me very, very, very happy.
Love that. People got a quick nap when Zack Sabre Jr. came in. Yeah, it's a perfect match. Let's get to the main event here before we go into Bash at Berlin. Mike,
man, Swerve and Danielson was fucking excellent.
Holy shit.
For how long this show is, I have never seen, I guess in a really long time, that fast of work rate for that amount of time. It really didn't seem like they slowed down at all. It was impressive. Very like Swerve is a fucking star, man. Like Danielson's already a star and proven it, but Swerve is a goddamn star.
Yeah.
I agreed. Match was phenomenal. It was great. It was pretty much everything you'd want it to be because Swerve didn't back down. Swerve didn't look like the younger guy working with the veteran, maybe because of stature wise and Danielson's a little bit smaller than Swerve is, but Swerve coming out in I don't want to say basic gear, but it wasn't a huge elaborate entrance gear or anything like that. He came in just looking like he was ready to go to work, which I really, really loved. It's really stuck out to me that he was just coming into work. And I saw the spot when Swerve no-sold Danielson's running knee kick. And at first I was like, what the fuck? But they did it so well. They did it so well that it fit in the match where it was. And I kind of just started leaning forward like, oh, fuck, here we go, boys. Here we go.
Swerve dusting off the shoulder. Fucking awesome.
Right.
Also, Danielson, for a guy at this point in his career who's worked the way he does, that Death Valley driver onto the ring bell, fuck me, did that look devastating. Like that looked incredibly crushing.
One hell of a match from start to finish. I personally, as a grumpy Brit, could have done without the screaming "I love you" at your family 5,000 times while I was getting kicked.
Yeah.
Fuck off with that. But Bryan Danielson put my teeth in and try again. Bryan Danielson winning the AEW championship made me very happy.
Now hold it until Kenny's healthy and do it this time. No draw.
That was going to be my follow-up question because the interviews that Danielson was giving before this match was, I'm going to go for neck surgery soon. Is this that could all be a work just to swerve everybody of not figuring out what the result of the match will be? But if that is true, is this a short reign for Danielson?
Yeah. I think they just big moment for the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Danielson deserves to have that championship.
Yeah.
Like he's done nothing but favors in the company for people.
Yeah.
So giving him the belt makes sense. And I don't know if losing to Danielson hurts Swerve.
No.
Like you're fine there.
To wrap this up real quick, love that. My only concern now is next. What are they going to do with Swerve? That's a big concern of mine. But do you want the scores for our picks from last week?
Unless you have the total for the year scores, I don't care because I know I tanked this thing.
You did not do well at all, Mike.
I did not. I looked. I was like, "Oh, this is bad."
All right, we'll leave it be. Tom, any final thoughts on AEW All In?
Shorten your shows, but that was great.
Yeah,
Perfect.
you can trim the fat, and they'd be really great 3-hour pay-per-views.
Speaking of fat, I'm ScottyVia here. We're on the In My House Pro Wrestling Podcast. I got UK Tom and Monday Night Mike. You can follow us at our socials at In My House Pod. Before the timer runs out, boys, we're going to make our picks for Bash at Berlin this Saturday.
Back on the board. Feeling good about these picks. Here we go.
It's going to be a fun show here. A nice little matinee for us. It starts at 11 a.m. here. It's fast time. So
going to go ahead and assume that the World Heavyweight Championship, Randy Orton versus Gunther, is going to start this show.
Think so? I think that's
Gunther's main eventing in Germany. Gunther will main event in Germany.
Will he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm saying they're opening.
They will main event in Germany. Otherwise, that crowd will leave.
We'll see.
All right.
Anyway, we all got Gunther, I got to assume, right?
100%.
Yeah, like this reign is going to be a huge one. So I'm actually just more excited how these two are going to kill each other. So very much so looking forward to this match.
Yeah.
The mixed tag match. Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio.
This one can go either way.
I think we all know how it's going.
Do you?
Yeah.
I don't.
You don't? Oh, Liv and Dom are getting the win.
I think Liv and Dom, but
I'm
not 100% sure.
Too much Judgment Day fuckery. Finn and the losers will fucking find a way.
I'm gonna go live in Dom as well.
Yeah, I think keep pushing it, right?
Yeah.
Like keep that nuclear heat on them. So they're smart. They go live in Dom.
I like it.
The strap match.
CM Punk.
Tom's going CM Punk.
It's gonna have to be, right?
Because then they're 1-1,
That's
leading into
right.
Bad Blood.
That's which we've been saying. We've just been waiting for Hell in a Cell, but yeah, Punk for sure.
Real quick, we have
Seth involved.
Ooh, good call. I'm gonna say no. No Seth.
Seth, I didn't hear what you said. No, I don't think Seth will be involved.
Did you like the promo and physicality between Punk and Drew this past Monday on Raw?
I liked the physicality. I did not like the promo.
Yeah, I thought it was both a bit of a miss for me. Actually, the most entertaining thing was what I saw on Instagram today and Twitter, where CM Punk was filming himself sitting under the ring waiting for his cue. So I wasn't entertained by that. But yeah, it just was. I got to the point where I'm like, can I just see you guys wrestle on TV now? Like, I'm getting the same promos, which have been good, but it's been a bit much. But yeah, we're all going CM Punk on this one.
The Women's Tag Team Championship. Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair versus the Unholy Union. Sweet fucking Christ. Good for the Unholy Union, am I right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Belair and Cargill, for sure.
I'm going Unholy Union.
So am I.
Whoa.
I'm going with a split, Belair and
the split
Cargill
starts.
split.
No, not here. Not them.
Okay, that's where we're switching up a little bit here. Mike's going Belair and Cargill, myself and UK Tom going the Unholy Union.
And then is the last match the championship?
Yep.
Yeah.
Cody versus Kevin,
which is opening the show.
It'll open the show. It'll be a great moment. I can't see my guy Cody Rhodes losing, so
I so badly want to see him lose it every time now. But yeah, I don't see him losing.
Cody's winning, yeah.
How does this end up for Kevin?
I was gonna say, do we get a heel turn? Everyone's predicting a heel turn just because of the subtle little motions he's done the last 2 weeks in the ring on SmackDown.
I personally think we do, but it's not from either of these two.
Okay, so we're getting a heel turn from.
We're getting a heel turn from Randy Orton.
Mm.
Because Randy Orton loses to Gunther, comes back to SmackDown, and is pissed off that Cody's handing out title shots to everybody but him.
It's great.
Do you think that happens on Bash in Berlin or like maybe SmackDown?
I think that happens on SmackDown, not Bash in Berlin.
Damn, that's really good booking.
If New Bloodline didn't have the numbers, I'd love to have the New Bloodline come out and help Kevin. And then it's Sammy on one side, Kevin on the other of the Bloodlines when they do that. It'd be fucking magical, but there's too many bodies on that New Bloodline. So,
there's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Samoans keep coming out of the woodwork, so but I think that'd be interesting.
Solo did say whoever wins between Cody and Kevin, Solo's got next, right? I think that'll be short-lived. I don't think we're going back to Cody versus the Bloodline again. There's no Bloodline on the show, so I don't think we're going to see Roman or any new surprises. I think this is going to be a very straightforward pro wrestling show. Outside of, I actually think the breakup of Belair and Cargill will happen.
Is the biggest like thing about it? You're thinking that? I don't know. How long has it been? Like first ever show in Germany?
First ever pay-per-view.
Yeah, I mean, why not have Roman show up? Fuck, just have his music hit and just stare at fucking Cody again. Doesn't matter. Give the crowd something. It's the Fed.
They're getting Gunther. That's all they want.
They're getting Cody. That's all they want. I mean, they're getting Gunther too. They're getting
fucking Cody.
Well, I think we have time. I can throw a pop quiz question.
Yeah,
son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Actually, no. Scott, I've actually prepared in your studio. If you look under your desk, there is Marmite.
Okay, so this question is: we have 2 points on the line.
2 points.
Fuck's sakes.
Can I ask a quick question first? Are you keeping track of these points?
Yes.
Oh, thank God, because I am not doing
it's a landslide victory.
All right, go ahead.
Who was in the first ever intergender steel cage match?
Oh,
in pro wrestling history, or like a Fed, or
I don't know.
Pro wrestling.
Can it...
No.
No fucking idea.
Is this like an indie show? Okay, so it's an intergender
steel cage match. 1 versus 1.
And okay, I'm gonna take a wild guess here, and I think it happened on the indies.
It did not.
I don't know.
It didn't. It happened in a major company.
They were a major company, yeah.
Oh, so EC Dub.
There we go.
Oh, okay. I'm going to pick a steel cage intergender match in ECW. I'm going Beulah McGillicuddy versus Bill Alfonso. Fuck, I don't know.
I would have loved that, but you are incorrect, my friend.
I don't know. Just tell me. That's ridiculous.
It was Luna Vachon and Stevie Richards.
Oh, nice. Love Luna.
And Luna won.
Was this post like Luna Attitude Era?
It was in between Luna Bam Bam Bigelow and Luna Attitude Era.
Oh, okay. Okay, interesting.
94, 95,
oh, okay,
96, somewhere around
wild. Hit us with one more real quick.
Okay, this is a quick one. Of who started shooting on Goldberg in a match on Nitro?
Started shooting on Goldberg in a match on Nitro. My instant reaction is Bret Hart. But...
Yeah, of course.
Was it William Regal?
It was William Regal.
Oh, baby, suck on my wrestling knowledge.
He said Bret Hart first. So it doesn't count.
Guys, we're out of time. We're on the socials at MIOS Pod. You can listen to us everywhere: Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Listen to us on YouTube. Hit that share button, rate, subscribe. We love you. UK Tom, have a fantastic trip back home. We'll miss you. We'll love you, and we'll keep up to date with UK on his Twitter and his Instagram. But guys, it's been another fantastic edition right here on the In My House Pro Wrestling Podcast.
Welcome to my house. Play that music too loud. Show me what you do now. We don't have to go out. Welcome to my house. Welcome to my house. Welcome to my house. It's my house. Yowie wowie.